Hi class, for week 5, I'm going to review all of the requirements that you need to complete to pass the class. And so the first thing we'll do is we'll be workshopping the gratitude stories, but we might not finish both of them during the hour we have together. So you'll need to finish the peer review of the second gratitude story, and that will need to be done by Tuesday at the latest. This final week will move fast and we'll need to meet these daily deadlines. And so you'll want to go into your group. If you don't recall your group, again, go to the class book and go to and check to see which group is yours. And then in the class book, find your group members' stories, and then you're going to review the stories there. And to review their story, you're going to leave at least one clarification question. You're going to leave at least one suggestion about word choice, story structure, and content, and then leave at least one comment about how you yourself relate to the story. So similar to what you had to do when commenting on the awesome stories and the other gratitude stories. So sharing a story with a story, basically. Okay, so you're going to leave a total of 3 comments for your group member. And then afterwards, by the 20th, you'll need to review these sample student reflections. And so we're doing a reflection essay for the final writing project for the class. And click on the prompt and you will be brought to this particular page, and it has here some of the deadlines. And for this particular project, you'll need to write a 1,200 single-spaced reflection essay discussing 1 or 2 main concepts from the book, okay, or from any of the TED Talks that we've watched this semester. But definitely you'll need to tie it back to the book, and you can also tie it back to any of the research articles that you retrieved as well. So you're going to focus on 1 or 2 main concepts, and concepts we've been talking about in this class have included writing and anxiety, ruminations, writing and depression, writing and certain physical ailments, writing and secret keeping, as well as sharing confessions and sharing our stories, being disclosures or over disclosures or under disclosures, right? So these are some of the concepts and themes that we've been exploring, and so that's what you'll be expected to do and focus on. And then you're going to go back and you're going to reread your journal entries that you've completed in this class. And you're going to read and highlight in yellow parts of your journal entries that connect to that 1 or 2 concepts that you want to focus in on. And it's about rereading and what do you notice about your writings? What are you emphasizing? How do you structure your journal entries? What are you sort of fixated on? What do you notice in terms of like how you tend to describe your pain? How do you tend to describe yourself in terms of like word choice and how you name or define the trauma? Like what patterns do you notice in terms of how you talk about your trauma in these journal entries, or how you talk about your pain, or how you talk about your stressors? Okay, so you'll need to do is click on this link here, and you'll need to add your actual essay to the folder. So you simply click on the link. Once you're in the folder, you just go to New, hit Google Doc, and then you're going to create and share. And then you need to make sure that you title it, and you're going to add your first name, and then you're going to call it Academic Reflection Essay. Part of your homework will be to read these 2 sample academic reflection essays. So the essays need to be formatted in this way. And so you have your name and my name with the class information. You're going to have a title. So you're not going to have a boring title called reflection writing. You're going to have something that represents that theme that you focused on in your own journal entries. And you'll be referencing the text. So you can see how this student italicized. So whenever you are referencing a book, make sure you include the title and include that in italics, and then you have both authors' names. And then afterwards, you can just refer to the book by saying Pennebaker and Smith state that, Pennebaker and Smith later state that, right? So you can use those words. And this student also focused on TED Talk, so make sure that you include the title of the TED Talk and who the TED Talk was by, okay? So make sure that you read this entire essay, and there's a second one, and then you're going to leave a Google comment on this particular slide that summarizes what the student experienced from the class, so summarizing that particular essay, and then how your experience is similar or different to that particular student. Okay, so actually, if you want to leave a Google comment actually directly on the essay too, that's also fine. If you forget, you put it on this slide or that slide, either way it's fine. I'll know where to look for it. And you need to have that completed again by the 29th, and then by the 30th, you need to have your first draft ready to go, okay? So again, here are all of the guidelines for the first draft, and then your peers in your group need to review it by the next day. So every single day this week, you're going to have a deadline to meet. It's very important that you meet these deadlines because the class ends on Friday, so all of your work will be due on Friday. And so then here is the peer review prompt. So oftentimes in the first draft, students don't clarify the actual concept and they don't tie it back to the book. If you're referring to the TED Talk or any TED Talk, they don't contextualize it enough. The same thing with the book, they don't contextualize enough about the book. Now, again, you need to go deeper than just saying about expressive writing in general and the book authors in general. You need to go more specifically, like about expressive writing. Again, the book authors talk about ruminations, about keeping secrets, about confessions, about disclosing, about physical stress, about the mixed results with some of the studies involving expressive writing. So you need to go more specific than saying generically, oh, it's about expressive writing and trauma. And oftentimes students won't contextualize enough in the journal entries. You are not obligated to disclose private, intimate information. You can summarize some of the content. You get to decide what you want to share with your group members, so keep that in mind. You don't have to quote or share specific things that you've said, and so you get to decide which theme you want to focus in on. And so do so what you feel safe and comfortable doing. And then by the first, you'll need to write a reflection, I think it's on this page, yeah. You'll need to write a letter to your group member. So each of you have been assigned to one person, and you're going to write one letter. So at the bottom of their actual reflection essay, at the very bottom, you're going to write a letter. So like, for instance, it'll be like, Dear Hannah, and then you write a 250-word letter talking about your appreciation for that person, having the courage to share her story, share her insights, and then also sharing what you learned from this person as well. And so it's about demonstrating active listening, empathy, and compassion. And then, of course, like letters, any letter, you'll start with Dear, and then the person's name, and you end it sincerely, then with your name. And then I will be reviewing the actual reflection essays. I will be reviewing those Friday morning. So keep in mind, I am in California time, so I will get up, I will review those as soon as possible, and then you'll have an opportunity to then revise it to meet the deadline. And then your final journal entry in the class will be listing our gratitude, and it's about generating a list of 10 things that you're most grateful for in this past academic school year, and from that list of 10, telling the story about one of them. And then for your final portfolio, you're going to click on this link, and then you're going to add your own folder inside the class folder. So to do so, you're going to hit New, and you're going to hit plus folder here, and then you're going to add your name, and then you're going to write final portfolio, writing heels. I can't remember what I asked you guys to write, but I'm just going to type that in there. And then you're going to click in your actual folder, and you're going to upload a total of 6 files. So you'll hit the plus sign and you're going to go and file upload. And you'll have to do that 6 times, okay? And so what are the 6 things you need to do is, with your revised gratitude stories, you're going to need to upload the cover as well as the story itself. So let me find your gratitude story. Where is that? Okay. So let's say I'm here. So I'm going to go to this one here, and then I'm going to go to File, and then I'm going to download it as a PDF. Okay. And then I'll go to the actual story itself, go to File, download it as a PDF. Okay. So then after that, you do that to the second story, download the cover, and as well as the story. And keep in mind that the covers need to actually be replaced. So you have to replace your own photo. Also, you'll upload a Word file or PDF of your body poem, and then you'll upload your revised reflection essay. Whether or not you want to revise your body poem is entirely up to you. I will be reviewing your final portfolios Saturday afternoon. So I'm going to get up and going to go on my bike ride, because it's 110 degrees here, so I'm going to do that early in the morning, come back, and start grading. At about 3 p.m. your time, I will review the final portfolios. After I finish reviewing them, I'm going to upload grades to Homework Connect, and then the class is officially closed at that point. Okay, so that's everything that you'll need to do in order to complete all the requirements for the final week. So once again, it's very important that you meet these daily deadlines. Unlike the prior weeks where you had the whole week to finish everything, this time you'll have to meet these deadlines each day.